Hello and welcome to Gapey's Garden. I haven't done an update yet of the raised beds yet this year, so I thought I'd go ahead and do that since they're growing pretty crazy right now. So I have 3 cabbages here. The bugs have been getting at some of these. The one in the middle is a red variety, and it's actually not getting eaten by bugs, but the green ones are. I've got 6 varieties of kale this year, and I just did 1 of each instead of 3 of each like I did last year. And I also have some lettuce mixed in with those. And then these here are kalettes. I've got 3 different varieties of those, and 2 are doing better than the other. And then these are my beans, and these are the same beans I grew last year. They're called Pellegrini, and they're a really good green bean as well as dried bean. And this year's trellis we did a little bit differently. Instead of teepees, we did 1 row kind of a teepee. And then my potatoes are also in this bed, but for some reason they're not doing very well this year. I'm not sure if there's a bug that's eating them or what. And then these are chives. And I also started some garlic chives. I'm not sure if you can see those. They're still pretty small. And then in this bed we have lettuce mixed in with onions. And some of these are going to bolt already, so I need to start feeding those to the chickens, I think. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 different varieties of onions. And this is my little 3 sisters garden here. I just planted the beans the other day, so they're not quite up yet. And I still have the squash to plant. And these are my cherry tomatoes in the Texas tomato cages. I have 8 varieties of cherry tomatoes. And for companion plants, I have parsley. I have 1 nasturtium here that's still pretty small. And also marigolds that are just starting to bloom. And I've got radishes over here that are just starting to bolt, and I've been harvesting those. And I have 3 varieties of carrots over on the other side. And this is garlic, and I just recently pulled the scapes off of these. I have 2 different hardneck varieties, so they produce the scapes at 2 different times. So I had 2 different harvests. I'm not sure if I'll get any more scapes. I have a couple other varieties in here that may or may not get scapes. These are asparagus ferns. So when you let the asparagus grow, it starts getting these ferns, and when they leaf out, that's what they look like. So it takes about 4 years for asparagus to be ready to harvest if you're growing them from seed. And then I've got leeks, about 6 leeks in this bed. And then I have 2 different varieties of cucumbers, and I planted the dill. Planted the dill between the 2 rows of cucumbers. And then over here I have several different varieties of mint. This is regular mint, I think spearmint probably. And then I just recently bought a chocolate mint, so that one's still pretty small. And this is lemon mint that I grew from seed. And I think I planted 2 or 3 in here, and it's been growing really well. And this is lemon balm that I got from a plant exchange, and it's really gotten pretty big since I got it. And then the last one here is pineapple mint, and I got that from a plant sale. Calypso's pretty noisy today. This is the last vegetable bed. This one has 4 different colors of Swiss chard. And these are my green onions, which I've been harvesting a little bit of already. And celery, I think there's 8 celeries. And this is my tomatillo, which has already reached the top of the cage. So I hope it doesn't get too much taller, but I'm sure it will. And then I've got 4 different squashes back here. And I have my first zucchini, which looks like it's about ready to pick there. And I also have a pumpkin and a yellow crookneck squash. And the pumpkin is going pretty crazy with the vines. I'm gonna probably train it to go behind the compost bins back here. and we'll see how that does. And then I have my larger sized tomatoes, beefsteaks mostly, and there are 6 of those. And again, I put some marigolds in between the tomatoes. There's one that's blooming there. And then in the middle, I have growing, this is Juana's orange amaranth, which I grew last year. And this is a red variety of amaranth. I think it's Polish. And then I've also got some quinoa. So I'm not sure what color the quinoa is. I think it's a rainbow, so it may be any color. And then I have another red variety of amaranth. I think this one is the red garnet. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed my little update, and we'll talk to you again soon.